Jays. All right, next matchup. Cardinals, Reds, 7-10 Cincinnati. Pretty much a coin flip in this one. Both teams minus 105, totals at 10. We did see a 10-cent fade of Cincinnati in the early wagering. We also saw movement downward on the total. The Reds open 115 down to 105. Total open 10.5 down to 10 flat. 54% are leaning Cardinals, 65% shaded toward the under. Right now, St. Louis is 105 on the money line. Cincinnati plus 175 on the run line. We have Adam Wainwright for the Cards, Tyler Mahle for the Reds. Mahle's just 2-10 with a 4.82 ERA and a 1.31 WHIP. Wainwright on the other side for the Cardinals, 3.99 ERA and 89 strikeouts in just 94 2/3 innings pitched. Now, Cincinnati is just 4-14 when Mahle makes the start. They've also dropped 5 out of their last 8 taking on St. Louis. Since he's won just 4 out of 37 games taking on teams between 460 and 540. Meanwhile, the Cardinals on the other side are 17-13 at the current market price. They're just 2.5 games back of first place in the NL Central, and they rank 8th in runs allowed on average per game. Now, total-wise, the Cardinals are 12-5 to the under when Wainwright throws out the first pitch. The Reds are 12-6 to the under when Mahle throws out the first pitch. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the road team in this one. Give me the Cardinals minus 105 in the under 10 runs in that game. Next matchup, Washington Nationals, Atlanta Braves. 7:20 Eastern first pitch in Atlanta. The Nats are minus 115 on the road, totals 10.5. We did see a 10-cent move toward the Nats. This one opened up as a pretty much a coin flip there, as both teams opened up minus 105. But once again, we saw a 10-cent move toward the Nats. Washington opened a $1.05 up to minus 115. Total open 10.5. Right now, Atlanta's plus 105 on the money line. Washington plus $1.30 on the run line. We have Patrick Corbin for the Nats. Julio Teheran for the Braves. Tehran's just 5-6 with a 1.32 WHIP. Patrick Corbin on the other side for Washington, 7-5 on the year, 3.39 ERA, 1.12 WHIP. Corbin also has 139 strikeouts in just 119 1/3 innings. The Braves have lost their last 3 straight. They're also just 2-4 taking on Washington this year. The Braves are winning just 25% of their ball games as the official home underdog. Now, Washington on the other side, 12-7 on the year when Corbin makes the start. They're also winning 78% of their games played at the current market price. They're only 5.5 games back of Atlanta for the division lead. They're 5th in striking batters out on the road on average as well. Now, total-wise, Washington is 7-1 to the under in their last 8. Atlanta, 70% to the under in their last 10. I'm going to lean Washington Nationals minus 115 in the under 10.5 in that matchup there. Next game, Oakland, Minnesota, 8-10 Minnesota. The Twins are minus 120, totals 10.5. We saw a 10-cent fade of Minnesota and movement downward on the total. The Twins open 130 down to 120. Total open 11 down to 10.5. 52% are leaning Twins, 51% shaded toward the under. Right now, Oakland's plus 115 on the money line. The Twins are plus 140 on the run line. We have Chris Bassett for the A's, Jake Odorizzi for the Twins. Odorizzi, is 11-4 with a 3.06 ERA and a 1.11 WHIP. He also has 98 strikeouts in just 94 innings. Minnesota's first in the AL Central, 59-36 overall for the year, 23 games over 500. They're also 4 games ahead of Cleveland for the division lead. Minnesota is 2nd in scoring on average per game. They're also 2nd in hits on average per game as well. Oakland on the other side is 26th in striking batters out. They're also 18th in offensive walks on the road. They've won just 21 out of 44 as the official Vegas underdog. Now, total-wise, the A's are 16-8 to the under, taking on teams over 540. Minnesota on the other side, 6-1 to the under in their last 7. Give me the Twins minus 120 in the under 10.5 in that game. Next matchup, Rangers, Astros, 8-10 Houston. The Astros are minus 205, totals at 8. We saw a 15-cent fade of Houston and movement downward on the total. A lot of movement in this one. Houston opened 220 all the way down to 205. Total open 9 all the way down to 8. 70% are leaning Astros, 57% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Rangers are plus 190 on the money line. Houston minus 105 on the run line. We have Mike Minor for the Rangers, Justin Verlander for the Astros. Verlander's 11-4 with a 2.98 ERA and a 0.81 WHIP. He also has 160 strikeouts and just 132 and 2/3 innings pitched. Now, Houston's first in the AL West. They're 61-37 overall for the year, 5.5 games ahead of Oakland for the division lead. They are 33-14 at home, 11-5 in their last 16. The Astros have won 5 out of their last 6 ball games played in Houston. They rank second in offensive walks on average per game. They're also first in striking batters out at home. Now, Texas on the other side, dead last in striking out. A lot of Ks, really struggling to make contact. They've also dropped 4 out of their last 5 on the road. They're winning just 19 out of 44 games away from home. They're also 28th in hits allowed. Total-wise, the Rangers are 5-0 to the over in their last 5. Houston 5-2 to the over in their last 7. Give me the Astros minus 1.5 and the over 8 runs in that game. Next matchup, Brewers, D-backs, 940 Arizona. The Brewers are minus 130 on the road, totals at 10. We saw a 10-cent move toward Milwaukee and movement upward on the total. The Brewers open $1.20 up to minus 130. Total open 9.5 up to 10 flat. 59% are leaning Brewers, 75% shaded toward the over. Right now, Arizona's plus 120 on the money line. The Brewers plus $1.25 on the run line. We have Jhoulys Chacin for the Brewers, Taylor Clark for the D-backs. Clark has 32 strikeouts in just 42 innings. Meanwhile, Chacin on the other side, a shell of himself. Just 3-9 on the year, 5.18 ERA, 1.48 WHIP. Arizona is second in the NL West. They're also 6-3 in their last 9. They rank 6th in hits, 4th in walks allowed at home. Meanwhile, the Brewers on the other side, winners in just 5 out of their last 17, where Chacin made the start. They also won just 21 out of 27 on the road this year. They rank 26th in striking out, and they're just 3-8 in their last 11 away from home. Now, total-wise, the Brewers are 11-6 to the under when Chacin makes the start. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Arizona Diamondbacks are 60% to the under at home when the line was 9 or higher. I'm going to lean toward the home dog in this one. Give me Arizona plus 1.5 and the under 10 runs in that game. Next game, Marlins. Dodgers, 10-10, Los Angeles. The Dodgers are minus 270, which is actually a pretty short shot. I thought this one would have been like minus 400. But anyway, the Dodgers minus 270, total 7.5. We did see a nickel fade of the Dodgers in the early wagering. We also saw a movement downward on the total. The Dodgers open 275 down to 270. Total open 8 down to 7.5. 72% are leaning Los Angeles, 56% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Marlins are plus 250 on the money line. The Dodgers minus $1.30 on the run line. We have Zach Gallen for the Fish, Hyun-Jin Ryu for the Dodgers. Ryu's 10-2 with a 1.78 ERA and a 0.93 WHIP. Ryu also has 105 strikeouts in just 116 innings. Now, the Dodgers have the best record in baseball. They are 64-35 overall for the year. First in the NL West, 14 games ahead of Arizona in their own division. Now, Miami has the 3rd worst record in baseball. They're just 36-58 overall for the year. They're 20 games back in their division, and they rank dead last in scoring on average per game in Major League Baseball. Now, total-wise, Miami is 30-14 at the under on the road. Give me the Dodgers minus 1.5 and the under 7.5 in that game. All right, next matchup, Angels, Mariners, 10-10, Seattle. The Angels are minus 135, totals at 10. We have Jaime Barria for the Angels, Mike Leake for the Mariners. Leake's just 7-8 with a 4.60 ERA and a 1.31 WHIP. Seattle is last in the AL West, 39-60 overall for the year, 21 games under 500. They're also 22.5 games back of the division lead. The Angels on the other side rank 7th in walks on average per game. They're also 6th in road hits, 5-2 in their last 7. Total-wise, Seattle's 5-1 to the over in their last 6. Give me the Angels minus 135 and the over 10 runs in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Mets-Giants, 10:15 San Francisco. The Mets are minus 175, total 7.5. We did see a 20-cent fade of the Mets in the early wagering. They opened $1.95 down to minus 175. Total opened 7.5 and remains 7.5. 57% are leaning Mets, 53% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Giants are plus 165 on the money line. The Mets plus $1 on the run line. We have Jake DeGrom for the Mets, Tyler Beede for the Giants. Bede's just 3-3 with a 5.44 ERA and a 1.58 WHIP. DeGrom on the other side comes into this game with a 3.21 ERA, 1.12 WHIP. He also has 144 Ks and just 115 innings pitched. San Fran is 15 games back in the NL West. They're also just 21 and 26 at home this year. They rank 27th in hits on average per game. They're also second to last in scoring at home. Now the Mets on the other side are 9th in striking batters out, 8th in road hits. They're 4-1 in their last 5 when traveling. And when it comes to the total, the Mets are 13-6 to the over. When Jake DeGrom makes the start, they're also 86% to the over on the road when the line was 7.5. The Giants on the other side, 40-22 to the over, taking on teams averaging more than 4.2 runs per contest. Give me the Mets minus 175 and the over 7.5 in that game. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my website, patreon.com/BrockPage. Link for that site is in the description section below. Most importantly, happy Friday. The weekend is finally here. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information right here on YouTube. And as always, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage.